Chernobyl was the greatest chemical disaster in history, impacted millions of lives. Here at Teamwear World, all of us have watched it, had great discussions around it, dissected it, and learned some good management leadership principles and themes that we could apply in our everyday life. There's two themes that stood out: the courage to speak up in the face of so much fear. And the second is the wisdom to know when not to talk and when it's time to let somebody else say something. You can imagine the incredible amount of fear that everybody lived in Soviet Russia, that speaking up could very well be a bullet in the back of the head. Would you speak up? I mean, most of us don't speak up in less hostile environments. We're afraid to speak up. We're afraid to be in meetings and say things. When it comes to the workplace, we do need to learn how to speak up.
If there is nothing else, meeting adjourned. Pardon me?
We can't adjourn.
He knew that he needed to speak up and things weren't being said.
Of what importance that could be?
There's only one place in the entire facility where you will find graphite. Inside the core. If there's graphite on the ground outside, it means it wasn't a control system tank that exploded. It was the reactor core. It's open.
Sometimes he would delay and speak at the end of the meeting, sometime in the middle of the meeting, in the middle of the conversation. But he himself was an introvert. And so he had to muster an incredible amount of courage to speak up in the face of very hostile, extroverted individuals.
Get us over that building, or I'll have you shot.
If you fly directly over that core, I promise you by tomorrow morning you'll be begging for that bullet.
And I hear this all the time when I'm working with clients. Well, you just don't know what it's like to talk to him. You don't know what it's like to talk to her. And I'm usually trying to encourage folks to say no, but you do need to say some things. You need to speak up. Chernobyl brings that out really well. The second theme is the opposite, is the wisdom to know when not to speak up. When they come out, they're going to meet with the administrators who are going to blame Legasov for what he's been saying about the explosion and about the meltdown.
It's disgraceful, really, to spread disinformation at a time like this.
He's staying completely quiet because he knows that right next to him is Sherbina. He knows that if Sherbina does not speak up, there's no point for me to say what needs to be said. What I had to say, I said it in the helicopter, because really at the end of the day, I need to see if this person believes and agrees with me. So I need to have the wisdom to stay quiet and see if my colleague is going to say and defend what needs to be said.
Why did I see graphite on the roof? Graphite is only found in the core, where it's used as a neutron flux moderator, correct?
Comrade Sherbina, my apologies, but graphite, that's not possible. Perhaps you saw burnt concrete.
Oh, there you made a mistake. Because I may not know much about nuclear reactors, but I know a lot about concrete.
And speak up and say what needs to be said at the right time to take your chances. And secondly, it's the wisdom to know when to be quiet. And right now, I think it's time for me to be quiet. Hope you enjoyed the show.